Bismillah, alhamdulillah, assalamu alaikum, peace be with you. I'm Eddie, your host, and you're watching The Dean Show. My next guest, who's going to be with us in a second to talk about why, when he accepted the truth, he ended up losing not only his wife, but his house, his guest house, and much more. He's going to be sharing his experiences with us so you all can take the good from it, and it can help you endure some of the tests and trials that you might be going through. You don't want to go nowhere. We'll be right back to talk with our brother, Dr. Laurence Brown. We'll be right back on The Dean Show.
Allah, there's only one God, and Muhammad is his messenger. Allah, la ilaha illallah. Allah, there's only one God, and Jesus was his messenger. Allah, la ilaha illallah.
I don't know why I did that. Maybe it's just to break the ice. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, Dr. Brown?
Very good, thank you, alhamdulillah.
Oh, slow down. You said something in Arabic now. What'd you say?
Alhamdulillah, all praise be to Allah.
Dr. Brown, our audience really enjoyed, we got some positive feedback on your show that we did on how you accepted this wonderful, beautiful way of life, the truth that is ordained from the creator of the heavens and the earth, that's practiced by over 1.5 billion people from all around the globe, the fastest growing way of life in the world today. People got to benefit from your story. How have you been since the last time we've seen you?
Again, alhamdulillah, no, things are good. Things are good. I'm keeping busy. I'm still writing. I'm still working. I guess in these days that's a good thing.
We really want to thank you, and I'm sure the audience wants to thank you also for coming back again here on Dean Show.
I'm happy to be here.
Okay, Dr. Brown, the world now knows that you, former military major, doctor, surgeon at that, has accepted this way of life, the truth, that all the messengers of God lived. Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus Christ, and the last and final messenger sent to mankind, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. They all lived this way, the way that calls you to surrender your entire self to the Creator, the one God. In Arabic we call him Allah, to surrender yourself to His will, to strive to be the best human being that you can be, to be in a constant state of self-development, self-improvement, doing all the good that He's called you to do. You've accepted that truth. But now there have been some hardships. Talk to us about some of these hardships that you had to go through and endure.
Well, actually, yesterday I was just at a conference where I was asked this question. I told my conversion story, and in the question and answer period somebody asked, what happened after you converted? Was it easy? Was it hard? What happened? And so I kind of went down this laundry list of difficulties because I think it's the typical experience. When a person becomes Muslim, they face some difficulties. After I became Muslim, within a period of 1 year, my now ex-wife divorced me, took my children into her custody, took my house, wealth, and I dare I say a certain amount of my happiness. And then at the same time, there was just a difficulty in the transition. So my parents took it very hard. They basically severed communication with me and disinherited me. And I remember one particular communication where they just told me by letter. They didn't want to see me. They didn't want to hear from me. They didn't want a phone call. They didn't want a letter. They basically just didn't want anything from me, any communication. At the same time, the people who I had hung out with before, my friends, basically deserted me. I was no longer the fun person in their minds that I had been before. Obviously, being Muslim, I wasn't into what they were into. I wasn't into the drinking, the dancing, the partying, etc. And that was a change for me. And so basically, they deserted me. My job was no longer compatible with my faith. In the end, I had to leave. I was in the military. I had been in the Air Force for, well, let's see now, it would have been 12 years at that point. I just signed up for another 4 years, and so I found out during that period that really I didn't feel that my faith was compatible with being in the military. I effectively became a little bit of a pacifist, and here I was in this war machine that I simply could not reconcile with my faith. So, to make a long story short, within a period of 1 year, I lost my parents, my friends, my wife, my children, my house, my wealth. I went from being a successful doctor to still being a doctor, but in pretty straitened circumstances.
Dr. Brown, should people who accept Islam expect these hardships? Someone might say, well, I'm coming to the truth. Why all the hardships?
Yeah, first of all, I think you should expect some hardship. Whenever anybody comes to Islam, they need to expect some hardship. And I think that is the price of sincerity. It's the price and the proof of sincerity. Look, if it were a party, everybody would be doing it. It's just like any of the other tests of sincerity in religion. Prayer, fasting, paying charity, making pilgrimage. All of these things are things where you take from your time, from your wealth, from your energy, from other things you can be doing to get down on your knees and into prostration and pray 5 times a day, to take time off from eating and drinking, to fast for the pleasure of our Creator, to pay from your wealth to benefit other people who need it more, to make pilgrimage, taking your vacation time and your money to go and do something for the pleasure of our Creator, instead of going and hanging out on the French Riviera or some other kind of vacation. All of these things are things that you take from yourself as a testimony of your faith. Like I said, if it was a party, everybody would be doing it. But for those who are seeking Allah's reward in the akhirah, meaning the hereafter, there's how can I put it? A price to pay? Something that you have to expect to put forward for the hereafter. And when you become Muslim, it can be easy for most people. But one thing I've noticed is that in general, converts to the faith find themselves tested in the beginning. My own impression is that that is a test of sincerity, because I've seen people pass that, and I've seen people fail that. I have seen converts to the religion go back to disbelief because the tests they faced after they became Muslim were greater than they felt they could bear, and it was really sad. I mean, I've seen people go back from faith for piddly little things that you would just think, I mean, how could a person throw their faith away for that? Very sad. But so, bottom line, yes, when you become Muslim, expect to be tested. Expect to have to show some strength, show some patience, and endure this test, because truly, anything that you leave for the pleasure of Allah, He will replace with something better. And Allah tells us in the Holy Quran, "Inna ma'al usri yusra," after hardship comes ease. I just described